Hi everyone, BC here again. Did some purchasing from Ulm, who now has Construction 6, so we're going to get in the queue for buying lanterns from them. Magic sites, we've got this Scry Tower. So I'm a sucker for Scry Towers, so I'm going to go ahead and send this guy here. But being able to get more or less perfect information on an arbitrary location without losing a scout, I think they're underrated. And then the other one, yeah, nature gems, which I'm always happy for. Some blood hunting. Gonna stop blood hunting this desert here because we ran out of people. Oh man, these deserts over here are so nice. But a deal is a deal. And I've got 3. This was a rather boring battle. The Water Seeker was on retreat. Here, Satis reconquered this guy with just some elite warriors. Gonna have all these guys kind of hang out in the area. Oh, right. This woman I need to rename. Yeah, so she's going to be going to Satis itself. Satis does not seem to be patrolling with their full army, so they've just got their some random patrollers and the PD that it starts with. So here there's kind of a question of like what exactly Satis has been planning. And if Satis had a bunch of marsh masters, enough that they thought they could take on my army, then I would expect them to come in and fight my army. So what I'm guessing that they have instead is a bunch of empoisoners, which they can recruit from the capital and have them be swarm assassins. And if that is the case, then, well, I don't want to that impacts what I'm going to do, because all of these guys could just easily be swarm assassin down pretty trivially. So the goal will be to make a bunch of like decoy camels, or actually I can afford camels, and camels are better for this purpose. Make a bunch of camels and scouts and have all those guys hang out here, and they're going to be assassin decoy. The assassins are still going to hit some of my useful commanders, but hopefully I can mitigate that effect, since that's what I'm expecting. And as long as I have Malika sitting on top, like maybe this is hubris, but I think that she should be able to tank any swarm assassins just by burning the hell out of them. First thing she's going to do is going to bless herself, just because that's what off-script mages do. Don't know if Fire Shield will end up taking effect. Alright, what else? More counter rating. They still got the Green Lions. I recruited some extra PD, but it didn't matter. I mean, you saw like me prepping this PD trap, but the lions are ethereal and just burn through it all. They're so good. I need to play a nation with access to to green lions, just because I love that sort of thing. Ashdod continues their rampage. Got a adventurer, lost a province to barbs. Mother of Pearl is in effect. Yada yada yada. So arena deathmatch. Let's see. I guess you're already spoiled on this one, but we can watch it anyways. Iru has this guy with a medium amount of gear. She-Lord. Nazca sent in this innate spellcaster Malky Priest. And I think this is going to be fun. So he's summoning some decoys. He just marches up and casts Hand of Death and kills them. Well, it doesn't even kill them, but it scares them the hell away. This was a boring battle. A basic commander versus Uba. But the Uba has the spell Kosenjubi, which I played Shiniyama before and I didn't remember this thing, but it is a cool combat spell. So it's basically like Animate Skeleton Spawn steroids. And if you can line up your Ubas summoning these things with some type of mage in front of them, casting Wooden Warriors or Iron Warriors or something like that, these guys looks like they can do a lot of work. MR negates on the katanas, but they've got they don't have shock resistance, but they've got a lot of air resistances. They're ethereal, they're spooky. So I always forget just how many cool strategies Shiniyama has. As you can expect, Shiniyama won that fight. Nazca versus Machaka. These guys have been at war all game. Machaka just has a basic Witch Doctor. But the Witch Doctor is casting Machaka's National Spider spell. So now there's a lot of spiders. This guy's still sleeping. This trusty skeleton kills the spiders and eventually kills the Witch Doctor as well. Still, it was just a naked Witch Doctor, so that was a good thing to toss in the ring there. Tartary versus Plagia. Tartary I thought was dead, but they've got this thing here, which he auto-lucks himself, I guess. It's some sort of hero that he got, and he's got a bunch of cool stuff. Then Plagia just has this basic dude. Shards, Vines. None of that did anything. The Bless is doing a lot of work here, actually. He's not able to get any hits on him. And that is the end of Tartary, it looks like. Well, okay, so he's fatigued out, so he hasn't actually ran away. Oh, wow, that wasn't the end of Tartary. Why did I think he was? Huh. Right. And he's back, the Master of Games. Fascia has a basic Storm Captain. Master of Games has his Gladiator buddies. He's got 3 ring slots. So he's got a Bird, Air Shield, and Regen. He brought back his prize from the previous arena, the Aegis, with Fear and Petrify Shield and all this cool stuff. Skills of the Gladiator will blind you. This guy can stab you in the heart. And the Hero's Blade is great versus big guys. So he's naked, but he is tough. And he just mows through the Phantasmal Warrior and gets killed. And kills him. Abyssia versus Tianchi. Abyssia is the other big competitor that we have here. Check this out. He's got a black bow for Feeble Mind, elemental armor for Omni Resist, and 3 lifelong protections. That's 6 imps a turn. And they just come in and wreck that guy. Me, aka Shitty Abyssia versus Nazca. I've got my camel here with a little bit of gear, not much, except for the lifelong protection of my own. Let's see how I do. And it turns out that I did quite well. The imps just took care of business. Shiniyama versus Vanheim. Again, we've got the Ghost Samurais versus a Basic Scout. We don't need to watch that. Shiniyama wins. Ashdod versus Tartary. We already saw Tartary's dude, this 1 HP Hero King. Ashdod brought in one of their Adons, who are always like quality heavy thugs slash light super combatants, just due to their huge HP and prot. He's got elemental armor. None of those spells do anything, and the add-on is just going to walk up and take care of business as soon as he actually lands a hit. Defense 22 even when he's sleeping. Why does he keep missing? I don't actually know. This is an attack 23, so I would expect him to have hit by now. Is he just lucking out? Yeah, I guess he just... Yeah, he just keeps lucking out. There we go. Sawiki versus Shiniyama. Sawiki bought in a basic barbarian, so that's boring. Me versus Ashdod. So Ashdod has that Adon you just saw, and I've got my camel with my imps. And we can go ahead and watch. I'm just going to park the camera over here, and you'll see when it gets stupid. Because each round he kills 2 imps, unless he doesn't, and 2 more imps show up. And this guy is paralyzed, so he's got like no skills, but this guy is defense 15, which means that sometimes his attack 23 or 18 are going to miss. So the imps are able to outpace him because the best he can do is keep up by killing both of them, and sometimes he just doesn't roll well enough. But the imps keep getting paralyzed by his astral shield, and in any case, they don't hit nearly hard enough to punch through 19 prot with regen and slash resist. So he gets completely surrounded. We go to term timer, and because there's still imps in the way, I am able to run away, and he is not. Yeah, I end up, I just ran away from my fatigue. So I'll spare you the end of that. So Ashdod advances, and Ashdod is going up against Shiniyama and the Uba, and this guy's just slain like 60 imps. Now let's see how he does versus the Ghost Samurais. Ghost Samurais come in. They don't have the luck ability, but the ethereal can block the gore attack. He comes in. It's a spooky Ghost Samurai. Oh, a replacement. And he just gets scared the hell off by the Fear Aura. He missed a morale check, and that's the end of the Adon, even though he was not actually killable by the Uba. So Shiniyama advances. Shiniyama versus Pythium. So here, Ghost Samurais come out, and they get wrecked, especially since those actually cost fatigue to summon, unlike the imps. The Gladiator buddies have had enough of that, but the Master of Games is ready to play, and he takes care of the Uba. So now the big battle. Infinite Imps versus the Master of Games. And let's go ahead and put this on turbo. The imps are coming in hard. 6 imps apiece every round. Too much for the gladiators. They get 2 attacks, but it has to be on the same target. The Master of Games is fighting them off as best he can. Some of them are getting petrified. He's trying to clear himself a path to advance. But it's 6 more every single turn. The petrification does have a chance of killing them, so there's a bit of crowd control, even though he himself only has... I guess he has 3 attacks, because the Hero's Blade still counts, and then the Heartfinder will still work sometimes. But 3 attacks versus 6 imps a turn is a tough proposition. He's keeping them fairly thin, though, which is impressive, I would say. He's lost his gladiator buddies. They just keep coming. He's not advancing. He's still fighting the imps. I don't actually know where his... Oh, he's got regen from a regen ring, which is actually really important. This guy's just... Oh, he's shooting his own imps with the black bow, which is not helping the situation. He's got to have run out of ammo for that thing, though. So I was wondering whether he would, like, advance and start fighting at some point. There'll be a payoff, I promise. But right now, I am going to take a drink. And Abyssia just has had enough of seeing his imp buddies get killed and decides to retreat. This guy is not retreated, and so it doesn't seem like some sort of turn timer situation, but I'm not sure. In any case, that was 120 blood slaves and some other and a national hero, and the Master of Games advances. What's that? That wasn't the final battle? No. Ind got a bye to the final round for some reason, so Ind is here at the very end. I mean, I know the reason, like, Dominions is weird that way, but in any case, here's their bitch mother, and Master of Games can go ahead and take care of business. They won the conference championship, and then in the Super Bowl, they've got no problems there. So Pythium wins again. They get the Armor of Virtue, which is a very nice armor that grants inherent bless, regardless of whether you are sacred, which is less useful to Pythium, but hey, they got it. And returning on damage, which is useful to anybody. I get attacked by barbs. All these guys were on retreat. I knew the barbs were coming and frankly didn't want to risk my Anunnaki if I didn't have to. I can go ahead and watch this battle, and it's worth watching because it'll show me some Uruk research levels, which are good to have. Temper Flesh, Body Ethereal, that's all Alt 4. And then there goes that. These Enkidu Shamans are solid, but they're so much better in Early Age. I'm playing Early Age in another game, and I've just got, like, thrown around with a bunch of Nature 3, Earth 3s that you can recruit without even needing a fort is fucking incredible. Ethereal makes it take a while for these guys to finish off the job, but finish off the job they will, especially since he didn't regen himself. Just one more hit. There we go. Lost some scouts out in Nuala, which is annoying, but it is what it is. And did some patrolling. So, as I alluded to earlier, Apex here is going to sit on top of Satis, and at the very least, that will give me some information to work with if Satis goes and, like, tries to assassinate her. But the goal will be to... Nah, you can stay home then. Let's bring you out, though. Let's bring both of you out. We will need camels. We're starting to recruit these Baobin Shis here, who have assassinate of their own, which is pretty cool. Do I have any troops worth cameling? Nope. Then you can go and advance as well. We're just going to want a lot of camels as distractions for any assassins that have been recruited recently. I don't see too much happening on the Abyssia Iram front. So far it's been all Abyssia. I'm looking to see like Banderlog troop deployments. But it looks like Banderlog just doesn't have that much to work with, I guess. Banderlog should have the edge in this matchup because Banderlog is super mobile now that they're recruiting one Kanara each turn. Those Kanaras can just fly all over the place, causing trouble. But we will see what actually happens. Iram has a huge swath of land. Like, a lot of this is Iram. Some of it is Tianchi, but a lot of it is Iram. And granted, it looks bigger because things are more spread out in Bangladesh. But overall, they're doing pretty well, despite the fact that they're arguably fighting a 1v3. And I heard that Shiniyama might be involved somehow, but who knows what's actually happening there. Certainly not me, because my scouts keep getting patrolled out on the way. Uruk conquered this throne, which, good for them. They earned it. They might end up reaching out to me later, violently or not, to try to like clear a path through here and get to the open sea. If that happens, that'll be a discussion that we have. But at this point, I would actually consider Uruk to have a advantage over Ashdod in a war out here if they chose to go for it. So I'm certainly hoping that Uruk decides to go for Ashdod or Shambhala instead. Regardless, we'll see what they do. I'll keep lots of scouts in the area. Finally starting to work on my palisade here at this nice fancy choke point. Alright. No raiding of Satissa's backyard this turn, but we're gonna keep that in mind. Certainly I have... Where do I have you going? Oh, I have Abyss going here. Certainly I have enough raiders in the area to basically keep Satis down to only their capital. And one way that the situation could resolve itself is if Satis just decides that they're tired of getting raided and comes out to fight me. But we will see. We will see. Alright. Oh, this is a cool site. So yeah, that'll do it. And I'll see you next turn.